chairman of the Italian Trade Agency. So the floor is yours, sir.
Steady commitment by Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Antonio Tajani, to take the goal of the 700 billion, so an increasing of 12% in the next couple of years. And of course, all the countries are very important. He drew it up, as he mentioned before, an important project of the let's say the Ministry of Foreign Affairs development project. I would call it export project, where the ASEAN area is taking a strategic part, an important strategic role on this expansion. We are giving a priority to your area, and because of the number of no, the consistency of the population that you have there, and also the alignment of objectives and interests that the two countries has. We are, let me say, pushing in your direction. Of course, today the important sector that we are covering are mainly food processing, chemical, of course, as mentioned before, aerospace, but not only. There's a big interest in renewable energy and sustainability in general, in a transversal manner, because we have leading technologies from Italian companies. Also, smart manufacturing and Industry 4.0, 4.0 kind of integrated and automation solution are very much useful for the transition that is needed. Of course, agro-industry and food security, it's a technology that we offer in an important manner. And of course, infrastructure and sustainable mobility is something which is very important for our bilateral relation. Our agency is counting on almost 80 offices around the world, in which your country has a particular rule, as mentioned by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Before we are taking the small and medium companies, in particular, to begin their internationalization process, and when we do this, we accompany them into the territory. We do it through our offices, but of course together with the diplomacy, so with the ambassador, the consulates, and with which is called the diplomacy of development, that is very much cared about the Ministry Antonio Tajani. So we are at your disposal of all the companies that would like to come into Malaysia, to being like their guides for the beginning of their journey, and also to help them resolving all the problems about bureaucracy, certifications, and all the kind of customs, of course, and all the kind of matters and problems and clarity that they need on beginning their journey into your country. So we are at your disposal. Thank you very much, and I close my intervention. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Matteo Zoppas, Chairman of the Italian Trade Agency. And indeed, Your Excellency, we are looking with a great deal of interest to the new Industrial Master Plan 2030 of Malaysia, because you basically gave us the path for the further stage of the continuous development of Malaysia, which is a country which is focusing so much on advanced manufacturing. And you are one of the superpowers also of microchip. For your knowledge, and I'm sure most of you know it, Malaysia is a country where technology matters a lot. And you also have the privilege of having a network of universities and technical schools which are able to bring about a substantial number of very high-skilled engineers and professionals in those very complex fields. So together with the Italian Trade Agency and of course with the support of the Italian financial institutions and the Italian industry, and here today, by the way, we have mostly very large companies, but the Italian economy, as you know, which is one of the most dynamics in the world, has a sizable number of small and medium-sized enterprises. A lot of them are also with a substantial capacity to export. And one of the key strengths, besides the companies that you see today, are the medium-sized companies. When we say medium-sized companies in the Italian system, we are talking of companies having a yearly turnover which goes from 50 to 250 million euros. So that these are companies which have the organization to be able to go overseas, to JV with other companies, to have credit access, and so on and so forth. So I'm sure that looking at the new industrial master plan, we have tremendous opportunities to do more. And of course, the Italian embassy, the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as my minister said, and the Italian Trade Agency will have to go forward for the follow-ups of this very important meeting that we have today. With your permission now, Your Excellency, I would love to give the floor to Dr. Fabrizio Fabbri, Chairman, CEO of Ansaldo Energia, one of the 4 original equipment manufacturing companies for advanced technologies for power generation. Fabrizio, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Massimo Rustico, the ambassador, and thank you to the Honorable Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim, President, and also to the Honorable Tengku Zafrul Aziz for being here today in Italy, and also for the nice speech that you gave during your intervention. So Ansaldo Energia is a company, as Massimo has said, one of the 4 manufacturers of gas turbine. And particularly, we are producing gas turbine, steam turbine, and generators with a size that goes from 60 to 150 megawatts. And we produce technology from E to H. Also, we have 2 other sectors. The one is the nuclear sector, where we are engaged in the production, in the construction and service of 3rd generation power plant. And also, we are developing SMR of 3rd generation plus and IMR 4th generation for lead first reactor. And we are in the program ITER, the European program for the production of fusion energy. Also, we have another business, is green tech, that we are producing electrolyzers. Is a very innovative type of electrolyzer, IEM, and that produce with an ionic membrane. And we are active in the carbon capture, in the process of carbon capture for our combined cycles. So why do we have interest in Malaysia? First of all, and I will say that at the end of my intervention, because we have a real opportunity today, but also because Malaysia is financially stable. We have common law. It is quite easy to work there, and it is for us. We have our main production is in Italy, then we have UK, we have Abu Dhabi, and we have 2 JVs in China. But we believe that Malaysia is the perfect hub for the South Pacific region. And not only geographically, but also because it is a little bit of my personal history. My first time with another company that I've been in Malaysia was 2003 in Bintulu with TIGA for the 3rd expansion of the LNG plant. So I know quite well how easy it is to work. And in the recent visit with Massimo, really I observed that the country has developed to a level that I would never imagine. And with this being said, the the idea that we have today, we are dealing with Malaysia, with Malaysian company for 3 very hot opportunity. One is Pasir Gudang with 700 megawatts. And for this one, really, also with the suggestion of Massimo, we reserve a slot. So today we are really the only company able to provide this 700 megawatt plus 6 months in advance with anyone else. TNB is still a little bit, they want more information. SIPP is quite convinced, but we know that really with the help of Massimo, we are really committed in demonstrating that we can provide this. Then we have Palau Indah, that is another big units that we are dealing, and also we are talking with Pressround Worldwide for another H technology GT36. So a lot of opportunity, a lot of others that I didn't mention. The important for us is that we would like to go to Malaysia and be there for staying, because our intention is really we are selecting a local partner together with TNB, and we would like to localize there because it is important to sell technology, but this kind of infrastructure create links between companies that last for tens of years. So with this, I finish my intervention, and I thank you very much for your visit, and hope I can see you back in Kuala Lumpur.
And bring the pizza along.
Thank you very much, Fabrizio. And I'm very thankful to Dr. Megat, the chairman, the CEO of TNB, for the meeting that we are going to have later in the afternoon, because I think this is going to be very useful. So thank you very much for your kind availability. At 5 o'clock we have this meeting. And Mr. Prime Minister, of course, Ansaldo Energia is considered one of the strategic companies in this country, and they have incredibly advanced technology. So it's going to be very interesting and useful to interact with Dr. Megat and the team of TNB. So with your permission now, I'd like to give, please feel free to interrupt me in the course of this event, because now we have the presentation from our companies, but it would be very useful to have any sort of request, demand, etc., so that we try to be as interactive as possible. So, Mr. Prime Minister, with your permission, I would like to give the floor to Dr. Stefano Ballista, the CEO of Enilive, which, as you know, is in a major project currently with Petronas in the Pengerang Energy Corridor in the state of Johor in Malaysia. Dr. Ballista, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, His Excellency Prime Minister and His Excellency the Minister of Investment and Trade and Industry. It's really an honor to be here. Eni has created Enilive a couple of years ago. Enilive is a company focused on sustainable mobility, in a word. We strongly believe that biofuel are going to play a core role in decarbonizing the transport sectors, not just the road one, but even the maritime one and the aviation one. In this context, actually, we strongly invested in bio since a long while. We have co-developed a proprietary technology to transform the biogenic renewable material, feedstock, into energy for mobility, I like to call it, into biofuels. We have converted the first refinery worldwide into a biorefinery. It's the Venice biorefinery in 2014. It has been the first worldwide. And after that, we got a second biorefinery in Gela and a third one conversion ongoing in Livorno. In this context, we are very proud of the ongoing JV with a strong local partner like Petronas to develop a new state-of-the-art, best-in-practice biorefinery at the Petronas Pengerang's integrated complex in Malaysia. This is going to be a best-in-practice biorefinery with more than 600,000 ton of capacity production, not focused only on HVO, so biofuel for transport, but also and above all for sustainable aviation fuel production. This is gonna, let's say, provide significant contribution to the development of the biofuel industry and to development and to, let's say, to the local content. This is a core element in our strategy. We are expecting something like 5,000 manpower at the peak of the construction and a strong contribution in terms of jobs ongoing managing the operational activity. And we are very proud to contribute to the Malaysia energy transition roadmap throughout this effort. All that, let me say, has been possible thanks to the very constructive, proactive, and strong contribution from Malaysia government. From the first beginning, really encouraging this investment. This, we think, is crucial because it's gonna create, setting the stage for a very reliable environment from a, yes, financial and economic perspective, but also in terms of execution of the effort. That is really, things has to be thought, but then has to be done and realized as best practice. And this, I have to highlight once again, thanks to the very, very proactive and constructive environment that has been set and laid down by the Malaysia government, it's just there. Just to close, thank you again. It's really an honor and it's really grateful to be and to develop this partnership with you, with Petronas, and with the Malaysia authorities and government. Thank you.
I thank you very much, Dr. Ballista. And by the way, I think we are all aware, and you mentioned that, Your Excellency, this new joint venture between Eni Group and Petronas, which was announced at the Energy Week 15 days ago, more or less, in Kuala Lumpur. The CEO of Eni Group, Mr. Descalzi, was there together with Tengku Taufik, and that was announced. And this is going to be a major breakthrough on the oil and gas, but also in the future dimension, as Mr. Ballista was mentioning, especially sustainable aviation fuel. So it's another new bond of partnership between Italy and Malaysia with a huge financial science. So that I continue now with Leonardo, Dr. Marco Buratti, Chief International Affairs Office.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Massimo. Thank you, Prime Minister. I understand you already know Leonardo. You mentioned the helicopters. And this is a reason for us to be proud of the product. But I spent a few words about Leonardo in general and a few words about Leonardo in Malaysia for Malaysia. Leonardo today is a group counting on more than 60,000 people operating mainly in 4 what we call domestic countries: Italy, US, UK, Poland, and Great Britain. Then we have around 4,000 people around the world. Some of them are based in Malaysia. We have 2 entities in Malaysia. We have one company, Leonardo Malaysia, dealing with security, in particular for the support of the system protecting some offshore installation of Petronas, and dealing with the helicopters maintenance and repair as of today. In total, we have around 300 people in between the Leonardo Malaysia and our joint venture in the air traffic control, named the AAT. So we already are familiar with the country rules. We employ more than 90% of our people are Malaysian engineers, technicians, and they are very strong in supporting our products and our development there. But out of helicopters, we do much more, as you can imagine. We produce aircraft, we produce helicopters for sure, a lot of electronics. We are very active in space, cyber technology. So we, let's say, deal with, in general, aerospace, defense, and security technologies, both military and civil. That is important. We do more than 30% of our revenue stream, which is around 18 billion euro last year, in civil domain. You mentioned correctly that our helicopters in particular are for dual use. Most of them are for civil use, including medical assistance, transportation, offshore transportation, many applications for the quality of life of citizens, out of what is strictly connected with military business and defense. We have a long history in Malaysia, as you know. We produced for Malaysia. Out of the Petronas security system, we supplied the air defense radars to protect critical installations. We serve the air traffic control of the country with many helicopters, many radars and service, including command and control center for Malaysia. We manage armament system for ships. You touched the helicopters. We have more than 100 helicopters in flight in Malaysia today, with recent acquisition of another 28 helicopters. And we are under contract for the supply of maritime surveillance aircraft. There are 2 under production from us to be delivered the next year. Very, very important to protect the exclusive economic zone of the country on the maritime side. In this area, we are employing a lot of people in Malaysia, and we are involving them to grow with us in this area of business. For the future, what we believe to be of interest of your country for cooperation in the future. First, I touch the point of air traffic management, because we are one of the most important producer of automated baggage handling system for airports. This is a new area for us in the country that could be of interest for collaboration. Space. In terms of space, we have all the chain from satellite, ground services, launchers, and space for us, for Leonardo, for Italy, but also for Leonardo is one of the drivers of our industrial plan for the coming years. We can share a lot of our competence and technology in space to serve predominantly civil application for agriculture, for monitoring of the country, maritime surveillance, and so on. Then artificial intelligence. We are quite strong in terms of artificial intelligence. We have one of the most powerful high-power computer in the world of aerospace and defense industry. We provide services, and we also support the education of people to grow in the AI applications. Then, regarding the system already in service, for sure we can support those systems for the future, involving local personnel, in particular for everything is in the area of security and surveillance. When you will be operating our aircraft, for sure you need assistance for the service of it and to make proper use of these assets in the country. So ready to cooperate, to continue our history in the country, which is now more than 40 years presence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Buratti. I leave the Prime Minister.
No, of course, I didn't mention these things. I'm aware because when they had this cube, the Command Control Center in Labuan and also in Gongbada and Terengganu. But I was joking that somehow or other they could not trace the MH370 that's disappeared. No, it's not your fault, I'm joking. Okay. But there was this radar in that area that, you know, there was one plane that disappeared. But we had the radar from you, those days, you called Marconi and Leonardo. But anyway, thank you, it's good. No comment on that, that's supposed to be. The Minister of Transport is here.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And by the way, Tengku Zafrul, of course, the idea is to give the floor to the companies which have requested to briefly introduce themselves. But please, yes. You are the pilot in command in this exercise, and of course, yourself, of course, always the Prime Minister.
Yeah, we continue. I think we should continue. It's just that
Shall we continue this way?
Please.
Perfect. I thank you.
Thank you.
But please,
Probably shorter.
Be shorter so that
And the chairman also
you
shorter.
To be
Yes.
shorter,
That
yes,
the
very
Prime
short,
Minister can say
very
something.
short, and of course it has to be interactive. And if also the honourable
Yeah.
ministers want to take the floor, most welcome to do that.
Proceed.
So Very quickly, please, you only have 2 minutes each of you. ST Microelectronics, Giuseppe Notarnicola, Executive Vice President. The floor is yours, sir, please.
Thank
Very
you.
quickly, please.
Thank you, Ambassador, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry. ST is a pioneer in the semiconductor industry in Malaysia. We are there since 1974 with 4,600 employees. We have a large backend in Muar, where we are the largest employer in North Johor. We are the largest employer among French and Italian companies, given our roots of a global player with 26% holdings from the two governments. And we are very active in advanced packaging, which is one of the priorities of your government. In R&D and Industry 4.0, we have recently established a new panel-level packaging system, fully automated, and we do have involved also local suppliers for automated robotics. The name of the company is DF Automation Robotics. And we've also allowed them to come with us to our sites in Calamba in the Philippines, in Singapore, and also in Malta, therefore allowing internationalization of your suppliers. We are committed to the local ecosystem. We partner with 320 local suppliers, which are around 60% of our local vendors. We also contribute to the local ecosystem through talent development. You have this technical and vocational educational training that we contribute a lot through primary schools, polytechnics, universities. And also we have hired 320 graduates from TVET. We are also greening our operation through renewable energy. We have recently engaged with the largest private solar farm together with ENGIE, fully dedicated to ST. Just a couple of requests and remarks from our manufacturing colleagues, given the fact we are a mature company, well-established company in Malaysia. We are concerned about the increase of the cost of energy. Cost of energy is going to increase 14%, impacting our P&L for more than 1 million and a quarter. And also, we would like to better understand the OECD pillar to global minimum tax, how it does affect our operations. And finally, we would like to explore more funding on advanced packaging and also our global service system in Penang, in KL, and in Muar. Thank you very much.
I thank you very much, Mr. Giuseppe Notarnicola, Executive Vice President of ST Microelectronics. And now it's my pleasure to give the floor to Dr. Alessandra Ricci, CEO of SACE, the Export Credit Agency of Italy. The floor is yours.
Good morning, Prime Minister and Excellencies. I'm really proud to be here. Also to tell you what we have done to support the partnership between Italian companies and Malaysian companies. Just to mention one number, we have issued guarantees for approximately 2.3 billion euros. But the point is not that we have just issued 2.3 billion of guarantees, but we have supported the implementation of projects for roughly 17 billion in Malaysia, done by Italian counterparties. And what I'm proud of is that it's not only related to big projects. Just to mention one, we have the Marigold project, which is a petrochemical plant, which has been made, among the others, by Maire Tecnimont and Becker Hughes Pignone and others Italian companies, but also to very little small companies, as the ambassador was mentioning. I wish to mention one in the wood sector, which was working with timber, and another one with all green timber products, and another one of 150,000 euros is in the food processing with a live food service equipment. So based on what we had done, what we want, as it was mentioned by the Deputy Prime Minister at the very beginning of this session, we want to increase the level of the support that we can give. Primarily, we can do this by issuing guarantees in favor of financing of contracts which have been signed between Italian counterparties and Malaysian counterparties. And we are very keen to develop with you and following your ambitious strategy of the 2050 net zero, together with the industrial plan to support, for example, together with Prysmian, presumably the interconnector with Singapore, which is a very important project, as well as other projects in the energy sector. So we are here, we have a lot of capacity to invest, in the promotion and in financing towards Malaysia whenever there is an Italian interest which is there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate. And I'm now thanking Dr. Alessandro Ricci, CEO of SACE, the Italian Export Credit Agency, for what you're doing. Your job is extremely relevant and gives us a tremendous potential for future projects in Malaysia. Now, I am glad to give the floor to Mrs. Regina Corradini D'Arienzo, CEO of CIMEST, which is another financial institution owned by the Italian government. The floor is yours, madam.
Good morning to everybody, and thanks a lot, Prime Minister, for this so important meeting. Well, CIMEST is part of Cassa Depositi e Prestiti, and we manage, on behalf of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, public funds in order to increase the trade relations and direct investment of Italian companies abroad, and of course also in Malaysia. In order to achieve this goal, we use three financial instruments. First, we offer subsidized loans at a rate of 0.4% in order to increase the international investment in sustainability, digitalization, innovation, and skills developments. Second, CIMEST is the institutional equity partner of the Italian companies abroad and also of their JV and, of course, of their JV in Malaysia. In this case, we acquire medium long-term equity stakes, and we have also recently launched 2 new equity funds of 2 million euros in order to support the Italian companies with focus on SMEs in their international growth and their infrastructural project abroad. Third, we offer export credit support, and in this case, we allow the Italian exporters to offer to the Malaysian buyers postponed payments with a duration over 24 months at very low interest rates. Finally, as Darius Canapico said before, in 2023, in partnership with CDP, we signed a strategic agreement with Kazana National Board, and today I wish to confirm our commitment to strengthen bilateral cooperation. In conclusion, thanks a lot for your attention, and I would like also to understand from your point of view how we could collaborate in order to strengthen synergies between your SMEs and our SMEs in Italy, which are the majority part of the companies. Thanks a lot.
I thank you very much, Madam Regina Corradini D'Arienzo, CEO of CIMEST. I don't know if Your Excellencies want to give an answer.
Thank you very much. I think we look forward to this. And in fact, Malaysian export, I was just telling our Prime Minister, Malaysian exporters to Italy also asking for the same thing, asking the government to support our exporters. But this is good for SMEs, and we'll try and get our two institutions to get together. We have a similar institution called MIDF, which helps our exporters, and we can talk together and marry the two groups. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Minister of MITI. And now it's my pleasure to give the floor to Mr. Giacomo Rizzi, Director of Submarine Cables Asia of Prysmian. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, thank you for this opportunity, the event, and the time that you are giving to to and the weight you're giving to this kind of cooperation. Prysmian is the global leader in the cable industry, power cable, telecommunication cable. We especially lead the sector of subsea power and telecommunication interconnectors. We are a 17 billion euro revenue company, 30,000 employees. We are present, we have 103 factories. We are present in more than 50 countries, 6 cable installation vessels. We are also present in Malaysia. We have 2 factories, 2 cable factories in Malaysia with more than 300 colleagues in the country. Prysmian has always been focusing on Malaysia since a very long time, since we were still named Pirelli cables. We have been working both on land and subsea projects already, like the Penang Island, the Langkawi connections, and many other onshore. And we strongly believe that thanks to its geographical position, Malaysia is a natural hub for the ASEAN energy transition. And Malaysia is clearly driving the energy transition in the region, especially considering the efforts that you are putting in place as chair of the ASEAN. So we absolutely want to be part and support these efforts. We want to see the ASEAN power grid become a reality, because we do strongly believe that without transmission there will not be transition in terms of energy transition, of course. I would like just to make a very quick question, which is if you would foresee a formalized cooperation protocol between ASEAN countries that would be implemented to ease the granting of cross-countries permits, approval, and authorization, if such discussion is already maybe on some of the tables, possibly through the Petra, that we, which Vice Minister we have met with Massimo Rustico during the visit of our Deputy Trade Minister Valentino Valentini last April in Kuala Lumpur. So this would be my question.
It's progressing because for some countries like the ASEAN Power Grid, Vietnam to Malaysia, Singapore, so the 3 countries, of course, they have that linkage, so they bypass all these restrictions, tariff restrictions between the 3 countries.
Yes, indeed.
But for ASEAN, for ASEAN as a whole, we discussed this again, and Petra, of course, the ministry is coordinating this in the last summit in May to cover a wider region.
Thank you. Very loud. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. When we met the Excellency Ambassador and Prysmian Group, we were talking about Sarawak-Singapore interconnection as well, because Prysmian has joined or has the agreement with Sarawak Energy and Sembcorp to do the feasible study. But because we also have to wait the indication from Indonesia or our position about Sarawak-Singapore connection. So that's why Prysmian has been pushing, engaging Petra to find the ways, but at the same time, we are also open up about the ideas of APGs, not just about Sarawak-Singapore. We have many other potentials, including Vietnam, as Prime Minister mentioned just now. So that is the issue that was brought to Petra about Sarawak and Singapore agreement.
For Vietnam, of course, settled, okay? Vietnam to North Malaya, down to Singapore. But with Sarawak, because I got to go to the Indonesian Sea, I met the president of Indonesia last week. They are supportive, but then, of course, they are also suggesting some viable alternatives to protect the interests of Indonesia. And we will work with them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister, and of course, thank you very much also to the Deputy Minister of Energy Transition and Water Transformation, the Honorable Akmal Nasir. Thank you, Giacomo. So now I'm giving the floor to Dr. Manfredi Catella, Chairman and CEO of Coima SGR, the iconic company which has transformed the central business district of Milan. The floor is yours, sir.
So, Your Excellency, Prime Minister, Minister of Investment, Trade and Investment, and Massimo, thank you for the opportunity to share a few thoughts. So let me briefly introduce Coima. Coima is founded by our family 50 years ago. We are specialized in investment and development of cities and large-scale development, particularly highly sustainable. One of the neighborhoods that we develop has been certified as the first neighborhood in the world for sustainability. So let me briefly frame the question and come back to you. While you were introducing yourself, you were kindly referring to our country, both in terms of heritage. You mentioned Pompeii, Divina Commedia, and so on, as well as innovation for energy transition, AI, and so forth. Because of demographics that we all know, because of energy transition, and because of technology, as a matter of fact, cities are becoming the most relevant asset that our species have created and will ultimately continue to feed because of migrations and so on. You comes from a part of the world where you have a lot of people, so cities are a big relevant chapter of how to think the future, particularly from your region and as well as Singapore, your close neighbor, has been very innovative on cities. And there are lots of projects that are very forward-looking. Italy has a strong heritage in cities, as you know. At the same time, we are a little bit late in upgrading our cities. But sometimes being late is good because you can update with a new agenda. And certainly today we have a new agenda. So Milan is ahead in Italy, Rome is coming thereafter. So in this moment we are raising our third fund for urban regeneration. We are in talk with Malaysian investors, so PNB and APF as an example. We think there could be like a bridge between us, meaning Italy, and Malaysia from an urban development perspective. So my question, and I conclude, is how do you see cities in your agenda in terms of priorities, and how we can do our best to start and consolidate the collaboration? Thank you.
I thank you, Dr. Catella, and I give the floor to Minister Zafrul, I think, for an answer to this very relevant question.
Digitalization and digital transformation is, of course, a strategic priority that we have announced. We are fortunate because other than, of course, Singapore is a city-state, but for a country within ASEAN, our connectivity is, of course, the best. But, of course, there are areas that we have to explore and enhance. One is, of course, to modernize the city in terms of its basic modern infrastructure, including digital technology and AI. We're exploring this, but as you know, like Kuala Lumpur, like Rome, not as old as Rome, but it's an old city. But the new master plan, which I just announced, takes into account of this need to ensure that the city becomes ultra-modern with that digital and AI capability. But the new cities, yes, of course, the whole concept has changed dramatically. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you, Dr. Catella. Now I have the pleasure to give the floor to Mr. Paolo Noccioni, Chairman of Nuova Opinione Baker Hughes. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. Truly honored to be part of this important roundtable. Nuova Opinione is a historic Italian company that is now part of Baker Hughes Energy Technology Group. Malaysia represents for us a strategic country. It's our key regional hub in Asia Pacific. We have over 1,300 employees in the country and also several facilities. One of our 3 remote monitor and diagnostic centers worldwide is in KL. We recently launched a sustainability solution center, actually, let's say, to support global environmental goals for our customers, and it is in Malaysia. We have also active 3 joint ventures on valves, sales and services, turbo machinery products, after sales services, and also aeroderivative gas turbines. Malaysian energy operators are some of our most trusted and valued partners. We have been working together on many important projects and for many years. In particular, we have a very long-standing history of collaboration in the LNG sector, where Baker Hughes No Opinione has contributed in several major projects over the years. Our technologies are essential to both offshore and onshore energy projects. And recent projects include, again, liquefaction of natural gas, like the Sabah LNG, where we are leveraging our high-efficiency LM9000 gas turbines. But we are also proud to support the energy transition through innovative projects such as the Petronas Karigalis Kasawari CCS, the world's largest offshore carbon capture and storage facility. In addition, to conclude, I'd like to mention that Malaysian energy operators play a very important role in international energy projects where we are also involved. Thank you again for the opportunity to participate to this distinguished roundtable. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paolo Noccioni, Chairman, Nuova Opinione, Baker Hughes. And again, I repeat, whoever wants to take the floor, any question, please absolutely feel free to do that. I still have, Your Excellency, 4 companies, and then the list of those who have already pre-registered is done. But again, I repeat, the floor is open. Any moment, please feel free to intervene, especially if after the presentation by an Italian company, there's something which could be of interest also on the Malaysian side. With your permission, I continue. Gruppo Maire, Luciano Giorgi, Senior Vice President, Malaysia. The floor is yours, sir.
Good morning, Your Excellency. I'm very proud to see you face-to-face again, because we were neighbors in Damansara so many years ago. And now I have the opportunity to say hello to you. Okay. So, Maire Tecnimont is an Italian industrial technological conglomerate with a strong and long-standing presence in Malaysia since 2014, and is committed to supporting the Malaysian community in 3 strategic sectors: innovative and sustainable fertilizer technology, solution for the production of low-carbon fuel, and energy derived from biomass, and of course the carbonization. And advanced technology that enable the production of recyclable material and foster the transition to the circular economy. In this field, our technology company, NextChem, aspire to become a global leader in this sustainable industrial transformation. In the group, Tecnimont SPA, a kinetic technology, serves as our engineering, procurement, and construction arm, since they are fully equipped to deliver complex industrial infrastructure projects all over the world. Just to make you an example, we have performed for Petronas 2 major projects in Rapid, 2 lines of 450,000 tons per annum of polypropylene, and 1 line of 4,000 high-density polyethylene, okay, for the production of 1.3 million tons of plastic in Malaysia per annum. I am proud to say that in the biorefinery that we were referred before, we are the provider of the technology to produce hydrogen, and we are actually building the hydrogen plant within the refinery itself. Then, with the great assistance of Massimo, our ambassador, we have been able to sign an MOU in Sarawak for the production of 500 megawatt of a power plant utilizing acacia wooden chips. And we hope that we can contribute there to provide some green energy that we need to develop further your energy transition. So, in the light of our commitment to support Malaysian sustainability and agenda and green industrial growth, we respectfully submit this question to Your Excellency. So we start to interact. What are the Malaysia current and planned initiative to introduce and enforce regulatory framework that encourage citizens and industries to actively engage in the separation and reutilization of waste materials, such as plastic, electronic things, palm oil effluent, etc. For the creation of a new generation, a fully recyclable product. Second, what is Malaysian vision in regulating the manufacturing industry to ensure the integration of a minimum percentage of recycled material and to progressively transition toward the production of fully recyclable goods? Last, how Malaysia envisions this measure contributing to the promotion of circular economy and to the reduction of the CO2 emission in order to safeguard Malaysia's unique and valuable natural environment for the benefit of new future Malaysian generation.
Thank you very much. On the questions, there are two questions there. One is on the basically on what we are doing now on this cyclical economy. So for recycling, we are actually, as you know, we are a party to the Basel Convention. Malaysia is party to the Basel Convention, so we will have to monitor this carefully. What's important, there's two things. When we look at the waste, especially the e-waste that's coming in, we need to ensure that whether this is enough for the companies to reproduce in the cyclical economy, right? The recycling, because there are many companies who may not be able to have that economies of scale, and that's why they want to import. And we have, I think, through NRES, another ministry concerned about the importation of this. And like I said, we are part of the Basel Convention. Secondly, on the CO2, it's something that we are looking at, various industries. That's why we have many companies here interested to work with Petronas and other institutions on carbon capture. And we are also looking at carbon capture and storage. So this is something that we're looking at. And Ministry of Finance also working closely with us on carbon taxation, which will then entice and align more companies to participate in reducing carbon emission. And we're having incentive to get companies to invest in technologies like carbon capture. Thank you.
Excellency, Massimo and friends, I leave now, and the Minister of Transport and Petra, Deputy Minister, will be here with Miti. I have something else because of the message by 12. So thank you again.
We thank you very much, Your Excellency. Minutes and then it's over, then you are going to have the networking luncheon. So thank you very much for your answer to Engineer Luciano Giorgi, Senior Vice President in Malaysia, and Grupo Mario, whom, by the way, has been residing in Malaysia for more than 15 years, and he is a mastermind of whatever is energy. So now I have the pleasure to give the floor to Mr. Stefano Santinelli, Senior Vice President, Public Affairs and Communication of Hitachi Rail STS. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Minister of Investment, it's a privilege to be here to welcome you and your honorable delegation. Your visit, a valuable step in strengthening our economic partnership and confirm the trust placed in the Italian Excellency. Malaysia and Italy share profound values, a deep respect for tradition, a strong focus on achieving excellence and vision of progress rooted in innovation and sustainability. As a Senior Vice President of the group, I'm proud to represent a company that in Italy has the legacy of historic industrial champions like Breda, Ansaldo Trasporti, Ansaldo Segnalamento Ferroviario. These names have shaped the railway of industry for over a century. Today, we continue that legacy of innovation within the global framework of Hitachi. We invest over 150 million in R&D, and we are the proud manufacturers of the Frecciarossa 1000 high-speed train, an icon of Italian engineering, and have delivered over 500 next-generation trains around the world, like in Asia, Europe, USA, and Australia. Let me say that with the acquisition of Thales GTS in 2024, we have created a global mobility champion with over 24,000 employees worldwide. Now let me turn to our presence in Malaysia. Hitachi Rail GTS has been present in Malaysia since 1998, starting with the Kelana Jaya LRT line, where implemented the Cell Track CBTC system, enabling one of the world's longest driverless metro lines. Over the years, we have expanded our contribution by upgrading signaling system, implementing ETCS Level 1, and developing data analytics and integrated control system across several urban lines in Kuala Lumpur. Today, we are proud to be recognized as a long-term technology partner by Prasarana, Malaysian main public transport operator. In April 2025, we signed a memorandum of understanding to enhance system reliability through digitalization and innovation. Among our major projects are the new integrated company center in Keros, managing 100 kilometers of track and 100 trains for a single location, and the Rail Center of Excellence in Badu Kaja, developed in collaboration with Technology Depository Agency and KTMB to support Malaysia national agenda for high-skilled talent development. Hitachi Rail is ready to strengthen its role and trusted technology partner, contributing to the digital and sustainable transformation of mobility in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And by the way, I would like to acknowledge again the presence of His Excellency, the Minister of Transport of Malaysia, the Honorable Loke Siu Fok. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. There'll be more real projects coming up.
Thank you very much.
I think that's good news for you.
That's very good news. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So two more questions and it's over. So now I give the floor to Mr. Ruggero Conteduca, Vice President, Business Development and Internationalization of ELT Group Elettronica. The floor is yours, sir.
Ministers, Excellency, it's an honor for me to be here today and represent Elettronica Group. Elettronica is the mother company of the group, mainly devoted to electronic warfare. This is a special niche in the defense market. We are a medium-sized company actively working on this sector since more than 70 years. We are active on any kind of domain, air, land, sea, and our system are on board a huge number of platform, vessel, large body aircraft, helicopter, in order to protect, to get data for intelligence, for surveillance, and to manage the intelligence cycle. 3,000 systems have been provided in 70 years to a huge number of countries, including your country. We are now on board the Maritime Patrol aircraft that is currently in operation with your armed forces. We have a huge experience of collaboration, of localization, and we deem that local content is much important in the frame of EW assets. So we provide software, hardware, but we provide also training, we provide local capability, we have the experience of transfer of capability, and we know that the training of people, of operator, maintainer, supervisor at EW level is much important. This is the reason for which we are currently proposing to your country an EW ground center, an EW academy that we deem is of paramount importance to get your armed forces to be autonomous and to grant the growth of the local capability. We have a number of experience in foreign countries. We have more than 11 country subsidiary, representative office, local branch. So we have also JV, and we know how to transfer this kind of capability. So I have to repeat, software and hardware are not enough. We would be pleased to discuss with your armed forces. We are currently doing, but if you could please enhance this capability, this chance, we would be very pleased. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Conteluca, Your Excellency.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. I mean, we look forward to collaborating. I think we know the group. We're no stranger. But I think the MIDA CEO is here. I'll ask him to coordinate with you on some of the issues that you raised. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last question, and then we are over. Mr. Antonio Iannamorelli, Head of Institutional Networking for International Business Initiatives of TIM. The floor is yours, sir.
Good morning. I'm very proud to be part of this roundtable. I represent here TIM International Business Initiative, that is the division of TIM that is in charge of access to international markets. You know that we are the most relevant telco operator in Italy, but we are transforming and we are becoming more than a telco, and we are becoming a techco, as our CEO Pietro Labriola says. We are partner of whole Italian digital transformation, and we are ready to be partner of our international friends in cyber, smart cities, smart industries, and cloud, and all of these in the shaping the concept of digital sovereignty. In Italy, we are the main contractor of Polo Nazionale Strategico of cloud, the national hub of cloud, that is the solution that provide cloud solution for the entire public administration in Italy. We appreciate that Malaysia has an important public cloud strategy and public cloud framework that is quite similar with the Italian approach, and we are open to look to your country to help, if is needed, to reinforce the local capability for cloud, digital sovereignty, and next generation encryption. We are planning in the month of September a relevant proof of concept of our proprietary technology that is QKD. That is a facility that implements the distribution through a photonic channel of key of cryptography between Singapore and Malaysia in two data centers, and it is very relevant because it is a cross-border proof of concept, and the target is to keep a message encrypted, secure even if against an attack from a quantum computing, and so realize the quantum resilience. More of this we can cooperate in another side, that is to help the Malaysian company to reach the compliance with the new regulation of the European Union related to cybersecurity. Last year entered in force two new laws at level of the European Union, the NIS2 and the Cyber Resilience Act. So a lot of the stakeholders that are here will receive the request from their European customer to assess or certificate their competence and their respect of cybersecurity skill to continue to operate in the European supply chains. And we that are very committed to accompany the Italian enterprises in the compliance with this new regulation are open to do the same with the Malaysian one, to consent them to be a stronger partner of European industries.
Thank you very much, Mr. Antonio Iannamorelli, Telecom Italia Mobile. Your Excellency, I don't know if there's any question, because I know you have to rush for the luncheon with the Prime Minister.
Maybe I can just respond.
But we may have somebody else who may want to come out with any question, please.
Yeah, but can you just respond?
Sure.
For information, our Ministry of Digital, our Digital Minister has announced that we are looking at a cloud framework agreement between the government and the cloud service provider, the CSPs. So there will be local companies will be giving service and support to the CSP, and will be licensed to do so, and they are looking for partners like yourselves, because MIDA is again here, so there's an opportunity here. I think there's so far 8 major CSP in Malaysia, but more importantly is the application of that. So this is where the companies and all that will seek your advice. You have got that suite of services that companies will need to come in and hopefully use that during the application, and then work with the government as well, and especially the Digital Ministry with the other CSPs, based on the cloud framework agreement for the government, of course, but all the companies here also have their various agreements. Thank you.
Any question? Very quickly, half a minute.
Just
please.
half a minute. I'm Giuseppe Ceppodomo from Leonardo Automation Business Unit. I think Leonardo was already well introduced by Mr. Buratti. I just want to point out on automation. So we are producing cutting-edge technology with our sorter cross-belt. And you may know that we are targeting Malaysia for our business expansion. And my question is if there is any expansion plan for critical infrastructures such airports, especially for airports in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ceppodomo. I give the floor to His Excellency.
Yeah, of course, airports we have altogether 39 airports, some big, some smalls in the country. So as you know, we have just privatized the airport from a public listed company, even though it's still 70% owned by the government. Together with our partners here at GIP, we have set up a consortium to run the entire airport network. So we are going for major expansions throughout the country. Some of the current ongoing projects are like Penang International Airport is going for expansion. There are airports in East Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, which are undergoing expansion as well. So the answer to your question is yes, there are a lot of expansions, and we want this new consortium to drive the investment. The previous model of the government is that airport expansions will be funded by government funding, but that is too slow. So we want to fasten the process. So right now we work out a mechanism with the consortium so that they will undertake the expansion and spend the capex, and we have a recovery model for them to recoup their investment. So the decision making is much faster, and we can see that more expansion projects will be undertaken.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Any further question? Okay, I think we can conclude. Okay, please.
I promise you very, very quickly. Thank you so much. Cristiano Piacenti speaking from Sogesid, in-house providing company to the Italian public administration. We support governments and local authorities to tackle climate change challenges, enhancing environmental protection and promote a sustainable resilient solution. But concerning, in particular, Malaysia, the Malaysian governments, we will be particularly interested to the current and future strategies of the Malaysian government to enhance the competitiveness of national ports, particularly in terms of integration into regional and global logistics networks and the adoption of smart port technologies. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Minister.
Yeah, again, our policies of port is, all our ports are run by the private sector. So the government does not operate any ports. So that's why major expansions are ongoing as well, as far as our ports is concerned. The already ongoing project right now, our most important port in Malaysia, Port Klang, Westport, is undergoing expansion from 14 million TEUs capacity to double the size to 28 millions. And definitely as authorities and regulator, we encourage them to adopt smart technologies, AI, etc., to make it more efficient. And there are also other private sectors coming up and applying for licenses to operate their ports. The previous model is that, of course, when the port is operated by the government, we privatize it. But more and more right now, there are also private companies who own land along the shoreline that they will apply for a private ports operator's license. And we also allowed that to happen. And as you know, if you look at our geography, we have about 900 kilometers of coastal line along the Straits of Malacca. And the Straits of Malacca is one of the busiest sea lane. So they will have multiple ports along the Straits of Malacca.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. At this point, if there's no further question, I declare concluded the morning session of this economic roundtable, the economic roundtable exercise, and I give the floor to Your Excellency to just wrap up with a concluding remark.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Massimo, and thank you very much, Anthony, Minister of Transport. Again, on behalf of Malaysia government and on behalf of Massimo, the Italian government will co-join this event, and we look forward to more productive events like this, but more importantly, the follow-through of our discussion today. We have, on your left here, we have the CEO of MIDA, our Investment Development Authority, as well as our trade agencies in the various government institutions, as well as our private sector as well, who are present here today. So again, our doors are open. We are open for business. And again, thank you so much for attending this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And again, my thanks to MIDA, Chief Executive Officer Datuk Shamsul Ibrahim, and to Matrade, Chief Executive Officer Datuk Mustafa Abdul Aziz for the great support we got, all together with each Italian trade agency, and of course the Malaysian Embassy in Rome and the role of Ambassador Zahid Rastam, and of course the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you very much. So now you have the networking lunch and